The topic for today's message is stay humble in your works or your good works. Stay humble in your good works. The subtopic is don't be humiliated by your good deeds. Stay humble in your good works. Don't be humiliated by your good deeds. The scriptures are coming from Luke, the 14th chapter, verses 7 through 11. Luke, the 14th chapter, verses 7 through 11. When you have it, just say amen on today. Amen. I'll be reading from the New Living Translation Bible on today. Luke, the 14th chapter, verses 7 through 11 reads, When Jesus noticed that all who had come to dinner was trying to sit in the seats of honor near the head of the table, he gave them this advice. When you are invited to a wedding feast, a banquet, a ball, or whatever the case may be, don't sit in the seat of honor. What if someone who is more distinguished than you has also been invited? The host will come and say, give this person your seat. Then you will be embarrassed and will say, and you will have to take whatever seat is left at the foot of the table. Verse 10 says, instead, take the lowest place at the foot of the table. Then when your host sees you, he will come and say, friend, we have a better place for you. Then you will be honored in front of all the other guests. Verse 11 in our last verse says, for those who exalt themselves will be humbled. Those who humble themselves will be exalted. I'm reminded of several occasions when I thought I was a little more than what I was. Showed up at a banquet and thought I was supposed to sit somewhere, and the seat didn't have my name on it, Pastor Maryland. Showed up at a retirement ceremony and they said to RSVP in. And I did. And so when I showed up, there was no chair with my name on it. I was thinking a little bit too highly of myself than I ought. I should have just walked in and sat down in an open seat. And then the ushers would have identified me, or the host of the ceremony would say, hey, that's Brother so-and-so. Come on up here. We have a seat for you reserved here. That's where we need to be at on today. Don't get caught up on what we think we should be. Just be humble. There are two ways to obtain high esteem. One is the world's way, that takes every opportunity to promote themselves before others, to seize occasions for recognition, and to manipulate our way into the center of attention. The other way is God's way. Be humble. Stop striving for status and positions of power. Just seek to humbly honor other folks first. To cultivate humility does not come naturally. One of the many puzzling things about Christian living is when God sees our sincere humility, he exalts us. Now we get caught up in what we think being exalted should be. The songbird sung it today, be exalted. We need to understand that exalting doesn't give us the right to have fancy and flashy things. The Bible warns us that if we put our efforts into promoting ourselves, we will be brought down. Proverbs 16 and 18 says that pride goes before destruction and a haughty spirit before a fall. Jesus told a man who was trying to enhance himself that when someone invites you to dinner, don't take the place of honor because someone more important than you might have been invited by the guests also. The host might humiliate you or call you out in front of everybody and ask you to move to a reduced place of honor at the table. See, some of us feels that we got a spot at the table. I'm reminded of a certain ceremony that somebody thought that they supposed to be at, and there was no spot for him or her at the table. They got mad and the name wasn't called when all the high profile people names were called. And sometimes we can't think of ourselves more than we ought to. We need to be wise and seek a lower position and allow others to exalt us. If they feel that we're worthy of honor, there's a huge difference between the way the world honors us and the way God wants us to be honored. When the world promotes us, we're the ones who receive the credit. But when God exalts us, the people will praise him for what he has done in our lives. If we honor God, he will honor us.